Fighting out of the red corner. She's a mixed martial artist with 1 win and no losses. She stands 1.63 meters tall, weighing in at 57 kilograms. Fighting out of Rome, Italy, Nicole Disegni. And now introducing her opponent. She's fighting out of the blue corner. She's a mixed martial artist with 1 win and no losses. She stands 1.66 meters tall, weighing in at 57 kilograms. Fighting out of Johannesburg, South Africa, Shauna Titanium Power. And when the action begins, our referee in charge is Bobby Caratini.
RDG operates specials on all Mercedes-Benz passenger cars featuring gearboxes. Call any RDG branch across South Africa. That's Giselle. And it's time for this eliminator for the Women's Flyweight Championship. That is Shauna Titanium Power. That is Nicole Disegni. South Africa beats Italy. And Bobby Caratini gets us started. Round number 1 brought to you by 7 Stars Energy Drink.
Hands up high.
You saw the weigh-in.
Yeah, that was a very, very heated exchange. Good kick to the body by Shauna Power. Gets in, gets out.
Face. Ronda Rousey is. She's definitely got the face going on right now. Nicole Disegni.
She wants to come forward and just let the hands go. Shauna Power, more technical in her approach. She'll throw 1 or 2 shots, get in, get out.
Well, we all know the big strike to watch out with when you talk with Shauna Power. That's the spinning back fist. We've seen it many times. Of course, we know what it did to Kirsty Davis.
She's got the ball pressed up against the bench right in front of her own corner. Will she drop down and look for the takedown? Yeah, she's got double underhook. Correction here. 1 underhook and 1 overhook.
Shauna Power getting a chant here in Sun City. They're chanting Shauna. She got the
Nice
most
elbow in the exchange as they broke.
the biggest response of anybody on this card during weigh-ins and during this event has been from Shauna Power.
Off the takedown defense from Nicole Disegni.
Extremely durable. Nicole Disegni. She makes fights ugly.
Both landing a good elbow over the top. Here, Norman Vessel, she uses the head control. And she's doing everything right here in the clinch. She's got her pressed up against the fence, and now Nicole has her pressed up against the fence, and we change positions again. Very, very even fight so far.
One thing about the ladies when they fight, I've noticed this time and time again, it never fails. They don't give up. They never give up. They have a different gear that the guys don't have, and I'll say it all day long.
Big shots by both. I think a lot of that has to do that women's MMA was living in the shadows for so many years, and now that they've got the opportunity in the big stage, they all know it's up to them to continue growing the sport, and they all leave it outside in the hexagon every single time. Good shot landed by Power.
Shauna Power here putting on a show. We're just halfway through round number 1. Not being shy is Disegni stepping right in, looking for a right hand, just missing. And now the clinch work, the knees, that's a head kick that lands.
Power.
Doesn't deter the Italian fighter.
Yeah, Norman Vessel's being clinical. He wants her to follow up and do more.
Remember, both of these fighters are 1-0 in their professional career. Obviously, don't. Oh, that was a big overhand right.
Nicole Disegni, hands are up.
talent.
She's absolutely fighting tall, staying behind your jab, keeping the distance.
She has the reach.
And that must be frustrating, Nicole, the thing is she's giving up a ton of reach against Shauna. Shauna landing a big shot.
Now she's starting to get into a groove, Kurt. This could be dangerous.
Nicole's going to have to close the distance here. I think Shauna's getting very comfortable on the outside. Spinning
There it was.
The fence is up, though.
She scouted that one out, no doubt about it. And, you know, another thing we've talked about is with these ladies, they typically have to practice, have sparring sessions with the men because there's just not enough out there to train with.
Absolutely.
It's very rare that you have 2 or 3 female fighters in a gym. It just doesn't happen.
Absolutely. So that's Shauna Power. She's mixing it up every day with guys like the Martin and Boyd Allen. Spinning back, just finds the mark, but seconds on.
Great defense.
Next fight on the card, and it's pure fire again. 2 strikers known for pressure and precision. They meet in the center and start ripping combos from the first second. A jab, then a body kick. The other answers with a hook that wobbles her opponent. The intensity is immediate. You can feel the tension. One mistake, and it's lights out. Suddenly, a perfectly timed counter uppercut sneaks through the guard. The taller fighter stumbles, tries to regain her balance, but the shorter one is swarming. Body shots, uppercuts, elbows in the clinch. It's relentless. The taller fighter tries to circle out, but a spinning back elbow lands flush. Her eyes roll back, and she crumbles. A walk-off KO. The referee waves it off. Another jaw-dropping finish. Next bout starts, and it's pure chaos. Both women are wild brawlers. Zero interest in defense. Hooks, overhands, spinning fists. Within 10 seconds, one fighter is already bleeding from a cut above the eye. She doesn't care, keeps charging. She lands a wild looping right hand, and her opponent wobbles. But here comes a return fire. A short elbow drops her opponent to one knee. She dives in for a takedown and gets it. They're scrambling like mad, back and forth. Reversals, transitions, and then, bam, an upkick rocks the top fighter. She falls into an arm bar. The arm is fully extended. Tap. What a crazy sequence. The crowd can't believe it. Another fight lined up.
Obviously, great. You just don't want to get too comfortable. You get too comfortable, you get sloppy, and you can see she has confidence.
Yeah, the tail is certainly up now.
Right now.
And that's going to be a big thing. With that confidence coming into the second round, second and third still to go, of course. And Nicole Desinghi has to be frustrated here. She's going to have to try and close the distance, close the gap, get inside. And that's her fighting style. She likes to throw punches and punches, but she loves to do it from in the pocket. And Shauna's fighting very, very clever fight.
This is a big, big round brought to you by 7 Stars. Round number 2. Official energy drink in the EFC. Very, very similar game plan, sticking to what works. Is Shauna Power circling, using that left hand, and there goes Nicole Desinghi.
Close the distance in the clinch immediately. Now she's landing good knee.
This is what she does. This is playing into her game plan, and Shauna is not deterred and not worried about it. She'll mix it up.
Nice elbow by Shauna. I think Nicole is struggling a little bit to Shauna's strength as well.
Allowing the timeout would it be possibly
eye poke or something?
Unintentional poke to the eye, possibly. She doesn't seem to look like she's having a problem. I mean, she's sweating a little bit.
Yeah, she's starting the referee. She can see fine. Like we're back at it again.
Right back to it. Desinghi Power. This is an eliminator for that women's flyweight championship, the inaugural. She caught that kick and now has her up against the fence, but it's going to be hard to keep a very, very strong Shauna Power on the fence.
You can see in those exchanges, it definitely looks like she's struggling a little bit with the power. Nicole Desinghi should probably try and close the distance, look for the takedown here. Shauna Power looking incredible.
she's definitely got into a groove now, has her momentum, is Shauna Power, and just has her rhythm down. This is a big step up from Canelo.
Yeah, absolutely. Now looks for the
Beautiful setup.
Shauna Power is looking for that guillotine though.
Incredible defense by Shauna Power, setting up the knee. She seems to have all the answers for Descendi right now.
This is where the signal wants to be. She doesn't want Shauna moving on the outside.
She wants to make it, you know, I've said it before, kind of an ugly fight.
Break, big exchange in this fight.
I refrain from saying it too much. It appears that she's just a little too powerful. Great circling here. Oh, and did she land that one?
She's landing a couple here. Shauna Power, the second, cleverly closes the distance. Gets her straight up, pushed up against the fence.
Cindy needs to get her down to the mat.
Yeah,
to be
absolutely.
honest with you.
She has to
needs
do more with this position up, pressed up against the fence.
I'm very interested to see how that happens and how that goes
Probably
down.
like this. She's got her hands clasped together for a single leg. Shauna now looking for the hip throw, and she's going to end up in the side control position.
Shauna Power looking incredible. Really on top of her game right now.
Forearm in the face of Nicole Desegni. She's inside control. She traps.
Oh, that's a
this
bad
could be
one to
it.
be in. Not that powerful shot to the
Desegni is
elbow,
moving,
though.
and she's going to get out of it. Well done to get out of it. Big straight jab landed by Shauna Power. That took a lot out of both of them, though. That scramble.
Give credit to Cindy for surviving.
Absolutely.
The resiliency is absolutely incredible with this woman.
You see a lot of fights in like that with the arm trap and the other opposite side trapped as well from that sort of crucifix position. She did incredibly well to get out of it. Shauna Power, big swing and a miss.
Sloppy punch there thrown by Shauna Power. Nicole said Descendi's not really able to make her pay for it.
Nice combination by Power, crisp right hand to finish it.
Body forward is Descendi. Shauna Power still very nimble on her toes.
See how all the thing in her movement is, she's doing all the right things. She's trying to cut the movement.
Neither girls
trying
are
to
really
cut the
showing,
fence off.
but neither one of them are really showing too much stamina loss, to be honest with you. They're right at the same pace that they were in the beginning.
Great elbow by Shauna Power, comes over the top with a big punch. Nicole Desegni is going to have to change her game plan here. She's getting picked apart from the outside, and all this is doing is giving Shauna more and more confidence as the fight wears on.
Well, listen, she tried to get in close, and she tried to take her down, but Shauna Power was just too much and ended up on top. What do you do to somebody that's fighting at the caliber of Shauna Power right now? How often do you see a spinning back fist being used that efficiently, being able to land it like she does? I mean, that's usually something you see once a fight, but she feels comfortable enough to throw it. That was the 4th time that she's thrown the spinning back fist in this fight. And I kind of expected for this fight to go into deep rounds, and now we're going to go into our 3rd and final round. But it has to be 2-0, Shauna Power.
Yeah, absolutely. She did incredible to escape and get out of that position, but she landed some big shots. Great elbow from the bottom, right hand, left hand.
And this one features 2 undefeated contenders. Both are hungry. Both want to finish. Tactical start. Feeling each other out. Jabs. Low kicks. A few body shots. Then a sudden explosion. A spinning heel kick till liver folds one fighter in half. But she doesn't go down. She clenches her jaw and fires back. The crowd is stunned. What toughness. She's hurt bad, but now she's on the front foot. She traps her opponent against the cage and throws a brutal flurry. Uppercuts, hooks, a knee to the face. Her opponent is covering up, trying to survive. Clinch, hip toss. She hits the mat hard. Mounted, ground and pound rains down. The ref jumps in. What a comeback. That's hard. That's championship grit. Back-to-back wars, and we're still going strong. Next fight. Two grapplers with different styles. One is a judo master. The other a Brazilian jiu-jitsu prodigy. First exchange, and boom. A judo throw launches the BJJ fighter into the air, but she rolls through and immediately threatens with a triangle. The speed is unbelievable. They scramble for position, trading sweeps. One moment it's mount, next is back control. Then a slick transition into an omoplata. The crowd gasps. She rolls through, reverses position again. Now it's her turn, arm triangle attempt. She adjusts, steps to the side. Tap, clean, technical submission victory. MMA Jiu-Jitsu at its finest. And here comes another brutal striker, known for knockouts. She stalks her opponent, throwing low kicks like baseball bats. Her opponent tries to counter, but every kick is slowing her down. The damage is piling up. She's limping already. A left hook drops her for a moment, but she bounces back up, then body shot. Liver shot folds her. She drops to a knee.
Moving forward, Nicole Sadie, she's done that the whole fight. Credit to her. She's never slowed down. She just cannot really get the upper hand on Shana Powell.
Yeah, she's trying to cut off the angles here that Shauna's working with. She's having a good shot over the top there with Nicole. But she's going to have to get more aggressive. She has to just close the distance, throw for broke here. She's already losing the fight. She might as well, throw caution to the wind, kitchen sink, and all those things. Just get in there.
To be honest with you, I don't see Nicole finishing Shana Powell, but anything can happen. And this one we've seen it time and time again. It's just about caught her across the jaw. A great movement by Shana Powell, getting out of the way of that flurry. Great mobility. Tough to deal with, and there we go. Nicole Sadie up against the fence.
She has to close this. She has to try and fight it. She has to.
And she drag her to the ground and possibly do some work here. That might be her best chance.
Then good hit throw by Shauna.
These two girls leaving it all inside the hexagon.
Get right in front of her own corner.
We certainly know that Shana Powell puts in the work, training incessantly. That fight with militia, and it's definitely showing.
Gold the signals doesn't seem to have an answer at the moment for everything Shana Powell's throwing at her.
An interesting side note here, the teammates of Shana Powell, who that is Gareth McClellan, is looking at fighting one of the teammates of Nicole Sadie. Interestingly enough, so this may set the tone for that fight coming up in the UFC. Sadie continues to come forward, and Shana Powell just remains so elusive. Really
It
hard.
must be so frustrating as well. For most of her career, Nicole Sadie was the one putting the pressure, coming forward, landing the shot, and she's never had to deal with what she's getting over here tonight. Someone that's as elusive, in and out, so dangerous and causing so much damage, and taking so little of it at the same time.
Well, listen, the one thing we always say about fight pit militia is when they get a game plan, and they stick to it for the most part. And the game plan right now is to stick and move. They know that they have this by one.
Again, Power lands.
That was, I believe, 7 spinning back fists. I don't know what
The striker swarms. Finishes with a knee to the body, followed by hammer fists. The ref steps in. Vicious. Another brutal knockout. via body strikes. The crowd is roaring. This is savage. Still more to come. Next bout, the tale of two styles. One a distant striker with pinpoint accuracy. The other a gritty grinder who wants to get in your face. The striker starts fast. Crisp jabs, lightning quick kicks. She controls distance beautifully. The grinder keeps walking through, absorbing shots just to close the gap. Then she catches a leg and drives her opponent to the mat. Now she's on top, grinding. Short elbows, chest-to-chest pressure. The striker is struggling to get up. Then she explodes, scrambles to her feet, and lands a head kick out of nowhere. The grinder wobbles, hands drop. She's hurt. A barrage of punches follows. Hooks, uppercuts, all landing clean. The ref jumps in. Comeback finish. What a shift in momentum. Another war begins. This time it's an underdog story. One fighter is a fan favorite. Fast hands, knockout power, highlight reel resume. The other, a last-minute replacement. Stepping up with nothing to lose. And she brings the fight. Pressure, dirty boxing, relentless pace. The fan favorite.
There's no doubt there whatsoever.
But I personally see 29-28 across the board.
I still think Shauna Power did enough for that.
All three, you think? I don't know.
All three rounds, yeah.
I don't know, but she spent most of the time on her feet while Nicole DeSegni kept going straight. So I think it's going to be close on that third round. That being said, incredible performance by Shauna Titanium Power and an incredible performance by Nicole DeSegni.
Yeah, Nicole was up for the challenge, absolutely.
They never slowed down a bit, truthfully. Either one of them.
All the way through. Come forward, aggressive, landing some good, clean, crisp strikes.
There's the show of camaraderie between the two fighters. Of course, they talked a little trash. Things got heated in the weigh-in, but at the end of the day, they are martial artists, and you see it right there. That show of respect.
Yeah, they both had to work incredibly hard in this bout. Nicole DeSegni, for the most part, coming forward, chasing Shauna Power. Shauna just outstriking her, counter-striking, and landing some big shots when she came forward as well.